Hi there, my name's John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where I take a look at the lectionary text, tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree or the junk drawer or the kids' room or the garage. You know, we've been doing it. Thank you for spending a little bit of your week with me in this way. And before I forget to tell you, you are rocking it. Yeah. Thank you for the love that you're sharing with your kids and your families and your congregations. And you are rocking it. Sometimes our congregations forget to tell us, and let me be the one to tell you. So I am back from confirmation camp, and I wanted to get this up and recorded before Monday and all of that. So, hey, it is Friday. It was Friday. For a second there, I had this deep fear that maybe it was Saturday. It was like, what day is it? Oh, it's Friday. Okay. Yes, it's Friday. So this is for the 7th Sunday after Pentecost. We're looking at the gospel reading. We're looking at the words when Jesus says that his, what are the words that he said? I want to pull it up here because I want to get it right because they're so great. I love this. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Yeah. You could just hear that, hear those words and just take them in, because yeah. So hear those and they rest on our hearts. So 2 springboards, and they both have to do with things that are ridiculously easy. First is a card trick. The second is connect the dots. Actually, we'll do the connect the dots first. So 2 springboards. One is, and this all has to do with, there are so many times that we try to make earning God's love so hard, so difficult. At the beginning of this text, I just love how Jesus points out, it's like, when John's disciples, when they did this, you said this about them, and then when my disciple, when it's this, Jesus spoke to the crowds, and he goes on and says, for John came neither eating nor drinking, and they said he has a demon. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they said, look at a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. It's like Jesus going, whatever we do, we can't get it right. Or at least that's, when people are looking one way or the other. And, we can be as guilty as the people looking at Jesus and going, look what he does. We make the yoke heavy. We make the burden heavy. We push it down. And I mean, I know I do. So if you don't, praise Jesus. But whether we do it to our neighbors or whether we do it to ourselves. So I'm getting more into the regular sermon, but that's fine. So with that, so we make God's love into something we can earn, or Dan Erlander, he has this book, Tales of the Pointless People. We make it to where it's about the points. It's about scoring points rather than being pointless, meaning that we're living into this out of the grace and love of our God. So again, back to 2 springboards. One is the connecting the dots, and the other is a card trick. And I put that in quotes because it's not a card trick, but we'll get to that. Connect the dots. I'm going to show you one of the hardest connect the dots around. It is going to blow your mind. And I'm so good at this, I can do this. And I will show it to you. I will show you the connect the dots, and then I will show you how we connect the dots. I know. It's going to be amazing. You're going to love it. I know you are. So here we are. This is it's the hardest connect the dots ever. We've got 1 here, and then we're going to connect it over to 2 here. Yeah. Now, I know you're thinking, Pastor, I don't know if I can do this. This is so difficult. I don't know if I can do it. Well, we can do this together. Wait, you know how to do this? You don't? I can show you. Yeah, this is silly, isn't it? Yeah. The hardest connect the dots ever. You're right. So that's the first springboard. connect the dots. 1 and 2, string line. Wow, amazing. I thought about doing a second one, second line, putting 3 and 4 here to where you connect those two and you make that cross. I left it out because it's, we're connecting 1 to 2, and the idea of it being simple and easy, and connecting the cross, making the cross nice in theory, but it kind of just, it pushes it just a little bit more than I think is needed. Just that easy. And then talk about how, we make God's love into this hard and difficult thing. And when we hear Jesus says, my love is for you, and it's easy. It's easy as we receive it. So that's the first, the dotted line. The second is a card trick. So I learned this week, one of the most difficult card tricks around. I'm gonna do the card trick for you. It'll blow your mind, and then I'll teach you how I did it. Okay? All right, I got cards. Now, what I want you to do is you are going to pick a card. Pick a card, and then, all right, pick a card. So they reach in, they pick a card. All right. Now I'm going to tell you what card you picked. The 5 of diamonds. Yeah. I know, really, it's amazing, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. I'm going to tell you how you know how I did that? Oh, yeah, you're right. I can just see the card. Yeah. Oh, that is really silly, isn't it? That's the easiest. It's not the hardest card trick. It's actually the easiest card trick. Might not even be a card trick, but it is silly. There's times where we make God's love into something really, 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 really difficult, or we pretend that it's really, really difficult. But the fact is that Jesus already gives us the love of God, and it's a wonderful gift. And sometimes we make it harder than it is, or we try to make it harder than it is. I mean, God can't love me that easily. Can God? Yeah. So those are the two things. The cards, of course, silly, having them facing you, and then you reach in and pick a card. Well, the interesting part is that I've done this before, and for about 10 seconds, it actually is amazing. They pull it, and then they go, and you say 5 of diamonds or whatever, and there's a moment where they go, how? And then not 75% of the time they notice right away, but it is fun when you have it and there's just a moment where they're like, what? And then they realize that you've been looking at the card the entire time. So easy stuff, easy, connect the dots, easy this, and God's love. We don't earn God's love. God's love is given to us as a gift, and that gift that Jesus says in the gospel lesson just rests upon our hearts. So, all right, so that is the springboard for this week's children's sermon. I'm hoping you can use it, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the love you're sharing with your kids and your families and your congregations. Thank you so much. You are rocking it. All right, I will see you next week. Peace.